We are in Warhammer 40,000 Eisenhorn XENOS. And we're playing on the PC.
There is another face.
And there's chains just peeling out of the walls here.
Of the universe and cast them down. I have judged billions and forgiven some.
So Eisenhorn's talking to himself. I couldn't find any subtitles. I'll have another look in a moment. I can't seem to bring up the menu.
Inquisitor have taught me is that it is not enough to prevail. We have to endure the poison of history. We have to survive our own sins. My name is Gregor Eisenhorn.
He's got really wet eyes. Holy shit. He looks like a child in a aging man's body. I like a delayed title card.
Hunting the recidivist Murd in Eyclone, I came to hubris in the dormant of 240.M41, as the Imperial sidereal calendar has it. Dormant lasted 11 months of hubris's 29-month lunar year, and the only signs of life were the custodians patrolling the precincts of the hibernation tombs.
Here we go. Until I find subtitles, I'm going to try to not talk over the voice acting, because it's pretty good. We've got Mark Strong is the lead voice actor.
Custodians?
They are making their rounds.
Knowing we approach? Knowing we expect to meet them?
I will check.
Right, so this game has a bit of class about it.
And prayed to the Emperor that I would never feel it again.
No, I can't seem to bring up a menu. I'll change the keyboard. Aha. Here we go. Show subtitles. There we go. I looked in audio because that's where it belongs. This game's just gone down in my estimation already.
How?
Stay back.
I feel like I should remember her name. I have read some of the books. Okay, that was a really weird scene. So, this game is really interesting. It's, I feel like as a child, and even not as a child, even as I am now, I've had dreams about, like, narrative-heavy Warhammer games, and I never thought we'd see the day, but here we are. That's totally one of those there landing pads you can buy for like £30. Games Workshop. That doesn't look like some Warhammer Warhammer art. I don't know what does. So yeah, it's really exciting just given the amount of games that are coming out recently that we're getting games like this. You know, by a smaller team, not by yeah, as you can tell by like, the character model, it's not some massive huge budget here. And that doesn't need to diminish it because yeah, there's clearly a reverence that you can feel. Some corpses.
Processional 212 was a hibernation tomb at the west end of the Great Imperial Avenue. It housed 12,142 members of the hubris.
So I've read a lot of Dan Abnett's work. I don't know that I've read the Eisenhorn books. I've definitely read some or one of the, I think it's Ravener books. I don't know, I think they're linked, but I can't remember. It was years and years ago. Recently I've only read the Horus Heresy books. Specs in mode. Oh hell yeah. I've never understood what these things have done. Like, they're in every piece of Warhammer fiction, and I've never understood what they did, or how they worked. For the longest time, before I got into reading the books, I thought they were like radios.
He's an animal, A dangerous one, but we'll
I'm
put
trying
him
to
down.
position them next to my Space Marine's ears.
We have him cornered. That'll make him more of a threat than ever. Watch your back.
You too, Eisenhorn.
He's got really wet eyes. I'm trying to not let that define the character for me, but it's really difficult. So what did I learn by scanning that? Or was that just literally a tutorial? I can just pull it out at any time now. See, that looks really good. This is on iOS as well. We're playing on Steam, on the PC version, with everything turned up. And again, I haven't played any, so I don't know how the performance is going to hold out. We might have to knock some things down. Not because it's a particularly great-looking game, just, you know how it goes. Optimization and the like.
I admit I was excited, eager to close and conclude a business that had lasted 6 years. Eyclone had evaded me for 6 whole years. I studied his methods every day and dreamed of him every night. Now, I could smell him.
Eisenhorn's really got the hots for this Eyclone dude, which is a really unfortunate name. I mean, it's a good name, but it's like slightly disgusting. I mean, you could have just knocked. There are people living here. I hope we don't get too much of the triple quick-time event opening doors lock. Can I scan you? I still don't know what this thing does. There must be an encyclopedia in this game somewhere to tell you just that. And now we're in
In every
Bloodborne.
direction, rows and rows
Before
of
the,
ice ranged down
night
the
fell.
smooth basalt chambers. It was like walking into the Imperium's grandest morgue.
Yeah, sure. This captures what... If you had just told me that line, Eisenhorn, I would have dreamed up something not too different to this. Oh, how am I scanning? Cool. Wow, what's bleeping? Cool. I mean, it'd be nice if there was a bit more story there, but I don't know what you'd do. But that's fine, I guess. Gonna sell us some death sticks. Or he's gonna take us in the back alley of the
Their
morgue.
eyes
Are you
were
like a
dark and
zombie? or-
unforthcoming, as though they
Yeah.
had done this mindlessly, by order.
Yeah, you are basically a zombie. Okay. I don't know, I feel like a power sword would have ripped through this human flesh in no time. But I guess that wouldn't make for a great video game. It's the problem all Warhammer games face at some point. It's like, how powerful is a bolter shell? Well, this is a multiplayer game and we need people to take more than one shot, so... not that powerful. This game really has a look to it. That's a cool... This is a side of Warhammer I feel like you don't see often. And you don't, you know... I mean, it might have been explored at one point. Like, I only came into Warhammer properly around, like, the early 2000s. But you know, the sort of civilian side of Warhammer isn't. It's not explored super often. It's not a battlefield often, or it exists in like, you know, I think it was Cities of Death, the expansion they put out with all the city scenery. But like that's quite a bit different than this level of here's what a corridor looks like and here's what a graveyard looks like, and it's fascinating to see that stuff in you know, in a space we can run around in, or even just represented in art. I guess it's a scale that would have been explored more in something like Necromunda, but that was kind of played out by the time I got in to Warhammer. Certainly you couldn't buy the miniatures anymore. So this combat is like pretty basic. Calm down, woman. I've got to scan these tombs. That was Helena. She's dead. I don't know if there's any reason to scan these tombs, but I'm going to because somebody put them in the game. And I respect that. Okay. I've always longed for a Necromunda game because it's an Age of Warhammer I can't get into unless I want to eBay a load of somebody else's miniatures. And I don't even like repainting my old miniatures, so I don't want to do that to somebody else's. You got girl. Shouldn't have run off on your own then.
All my life, I have had a reputation for being cold, unfeeling. I am not, but I possess a singular force of will. To feel pain, fear, or grief is a luxury I cannot afford. Throughout my career it has served me well to steel myself against all that this wretched galaxy can throw at me. Loris Vibben had served with me for 5.5 years. In that period she had saved my life twice. When I recruited her from the clan slums of Tornish, it was for her combat skills. But I came to value her for her sharp mind, soft wit, and clear head. I stared down at her body for a moment. I believe I may have uttered her name. I made a promise to myself.
Oh, that's good.
I would kill Eyclone with
That's
this
a nice
gun.
cinematic touch. Oh, I was going to say, that seemed like super lock-on, but didn't work out. So obviously, with this being on iOS, it might be Android, but it's definitely on iOS, as well as PC, like, we're not looking at a massively deep combat system, and, you know, it is a smaller team. But if it stays fun, then I won't be able to complain, will I? I scan you? Yep, there's something to scan you. Mission failing. Oh, so they're not dead. Oh, right, yeah. This is, it said something at the start of the thing about, like, cryogenic pods or something. So I guess that totally wasn't a graveyard. Again, I don't think I've actually read the Eisenhorn books, so I'm not familiar. I don't know if, like, the dialogue we're hearing is straight from those books, or adapted. Presumably, it's not all of the stuff. But we've had some inner monologues, and I don't know, I've liked it so far. Oh, I thought he was making love to that container.
Eisenhorn? Gregor, is that you?
Oh, you're not evil? Oh, you are.
You're dead, you know, Gregor. Dead like they all are. Step out and make it quick.
He was good.
Okay, so
I'll give him that. My legs actually twitched, almost starting to walk me clear of cover into the open. Eyclone was infamous across a dozen settled systems for his mind powers and mesmeric tones.
it's Eyclone.
How else had he managed to get these dark-eyed fools to do his bidding? But I have similar skills, and I have honed them well. Show yourself first.
Step back.
Oh, how do I dodge?
God, heretic.
Oh, you can't jump out of an animation, is what I'm seeing. Oh. Please don't die, Eisenhorn. Oh no, 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 my hands are off the controller. And I stayed out of ammo. Alright. Died to like the third group of enemies. That doesn't bode well. Maybe I've just got to get used to it. I wonder if like scanning is linked to an achievement or a score or something. What is that meant to be? Oh. Ah yeah, it's a JPEG of those chambers. So I wonder how something like this played out in the book, if it was in the book.
Gregor, is that you?
'Cause surely he didn't just walk into him in the middle of a street.
You're dead, you know, Gregor. Dead like they all are. Step out and make it quick.
He was good. I'll give him that.
So as we can tell, that guy doesn't necessarily have the voice acting talent for Eisenhorn. Again, Eisenhorn is Mark Strong, and he's... I think he was in the Ultramarines movie they made a few years back, which wasn't great, but you know, he's actual some voice talent, which is cool. So unfortunately, this came out the same day as No Man's Sky did. At least No Man's Sky came out on the PlayStation 4 on the same day. It's not out on the PC to the end of this week. But that game, it got its story rewritten by James Swallow, who is another famed Warhammer writer, novelist. He wrote all the Blood Angels books. Some Black Library authors getting out there doing things. So what am I? I've just switched to the mouse for this so you might hear my clicking. Alright. I can't afford that, not in the slightest. Yeah, but maybe I can, you know, switch to a different weapon. No, they're all locked. I think I might swap over to a chainsword at some point because I just have a love of chainswords. And a bolt pistol. What's in that third thing? Alright. Okay, cool. But I don't think there's actually anything I can do there, so... unless I had a load more money. Hold on, Eyclone, I need to scan these tombs. some
Think you
camera
can catch me
fuckery.
this time, Gregor. You've failed so many times before.
Gregor. I recorded this from... His audio sounds as if I was a sound engineer. Which is to say, less than professional. Oh, wait a minute. Avoid them. No. It's telling me, it's just... the prompt for crouching was beneath my microphone. I couldn't actually see it.
Admit it, Gregor. You don't want to kill me. You want to join me.
Maybe if I wasn't being snarky about the audio, I would have. So I'm not sure, is Eisenhorn an actual inquisitor at this point? Because he hasn't got any sweet head implants that I can see.
Their frigid bodies sore with hibernation sickness, trapped in their caskets with no one to aid them.
I don't know what I've just done.
Bid Betancourt alert the custodians. Apparently, relief crews were on their way. But why? Why was Eyclone doing this?
Alright, so I just looted some hot cash then. I don't know what turning this thing is doing, but I've played enough video games to know that I probably should. Oh, god damn it, crouch, you asshole. I'm gonna guess this game is pretty linear, at least in the early going. I'm gonna guess it's pretty linear anyway, so I'm probably going the right way.
Almost got you, Gregor.
You're only stretching this out, Eyclone.
I wonder how the combat works on touchscreen. Or is it the kind of game where you basically need a Bluetooth controller to...
Join these corpses soon.
Alright, there you go. Again, I can't actually see the prompt. Oh, you've had better days. She's also got the world's worst innie. And I probably shouldn't be bleeding.
I hesitated. A merciful headshot would have spared her everything. But once awake, the hierarchy of hubris would not understand a mercy killing. Do you think me weak? Flawed? To set my duty before her suffering? I would gladly ignore one life in agony if I could save 100, 1,000 more. For I have the moral strength required of an inquisitor. Mankind must suffer so that mankind can survive. It's that simple. But to this day, I still dream of the slow death to which I abandoned her.
Gross. Oh. This does have a very bloodborne look.
Screaming, the pounding. God, Emperor, help me, I will never forget that. Thousands of frantic souls waking up to face an agonizing death.
So, I actually quite like this. I hate inner monologues traditionally. I don't think I have enough money still. Do you actually buy anything? No. Almost. So, like, traditionally I hate inner monologuing. If you watched my content of We Happy Few, you'll know that. But when it's done well, you know, by someone like, I don't know who the voice actor of The Witcher was, but it's done well in The Witcher. And it seems to be done well, pretty well here. And I guess it's an effective way of, you know, setting a tone without necessarily having, like in that instance, he's talking about the screams and the pounding. And you don't hear any of that. Whereas, you know, in another game you might have. I guess that's an effective means of evoking what that scene is meant to without having to record all that audio and put all that into place. Which I can respect.
Cryogenerators had come from the ships that first carried humans to this world. The tombs had been raised around them and kept operating for thousands of years.
You gonna jump down? Yeah. So yeah, I'm still fascinated by this like civilian small scale look at Warhammer. I have a feeling that could be really compelling to you know, fans of the Warhammer lore. Not necessarily, you know, as a game. I just mean as a piece of like, here's what this looks like. And that's the, you know, that's the scale that Inquisitors work at in the lore. So it's cool. So I think that's the way we're meant to go. See, for that reason alone, I kind of don't want to miss anything. We'll see. I don't even know how long this game is. I watched one really short gameplay trailer. It wasn't a trailer, but like some people playing some gameplay for a little while before, and this was a few months ago. Yeah, aside from that, I kind of don't know what to expect from this game. I believe the DLC, there's going to be DLC. I don't know if that means
this was where Eyclone's men had artificially triggered the revival process.
Right.
A key component of this mysterious device had been removed.
Cool. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll have like a traditional length action RPG. I would guess. If you were to ask me what I would think I would look for, it would be something in the region of like 8 to 12 hours, or maybe it'll be like, no, this is the first few hours, and the next chapter's coming in DLC. I don't know. Don't ask me to make a choice. That requires thought. Ow. Well, I think what I read implied that DLC would be free on the PC version, but presumably not on the phone version, where it's probably a bit cheaper. But I really should have checked that out in more detail. So I just want to catch up with Eyclone and maybe shoot some more people. I realize we're going a little bit long here. But hey, this game is fascinating. Yeah, you didn't survive. I almost want to play the phone version as well, just to see how they handle like the gameplay, because I was going to say that's perfect for a fight scene. Pause for breath, LT. I guess I'm hoping for something, and this might sound mean, but I don't mean it to be mean. What the? What? Okay. I guess I'm hoping for something like the Technomancer and not Mars Warlogs. And if you've played those games for any amount of time, I feel like you'll get, you'll know what I mean. You know, this is a smaller game, probably made, well, definitely made on a smaller budget than something like, you know, the big action RPGs, which I would class as BioWare games first and foremost. And yeah, I just hope it knows what it wants to do, and it sticks to that as opposed to trying to be, you know, something that it's not. Because those games can be great. It's a tier of game we really haven't seen a lot of since the new generation of consoles came around. And I think it's the perfect size game. The perfect thing to like explore some of this Warhammer stuff in, because it lets you get really weird and specific like this game. And hopefully it goes places. Let's see what's behind this door. I don't want to end this video on like me crossing a bridge. But also we've been going for a little while now. Okay. Yeah. Let's grab a chainsword. Have I equipped that? No. Oh no, I need to get in combat. So I did actually, it wants you to map controllers, which is basically a case of plug it in and then go around the button presses, so it'll highlight left on the D-pad and you click left on the D-pad. And I'm using a DualShock 4, but for some reason it wouldn't,
There's no
it wouldn't let me map
run,
the
recidivist.
start button.
You cannot stop us, Inquisitor. Your imperial
And so some of the menus are a little bit funky.
Perhaps, but yours ends here.
Oh, run. So I would appreciate it if I could roll out, you know, of mid-animation or something. That's true of just about any game, ever. You know, let me correct my fuck-up. Oh yeah. Get that chainsaw up in them guts. Is he just like taking a health upgrade or something? Oh. Guess I should be stunning him or something. Oh! That worked. Even if he did teleport to the center of the
No more
platform.
words, heretic. I
Oh,
punched
you've
the
got a
gun
look
so
to you.
hard into his mouth the trigger guard broke his lower teeth.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, it's gross, but it's awesome. At least the brain splatter didn't, like, you know, coat the screen. I wouldn't have complained if it did. Alright, so Eyclone clearly isn't the massive villain of this game that I thought he might have been.
Most perturbative.
Amos?
A codifier of unique design, similar in layout to the mind impulse units used by the hallowed Adeptus Mechanicus to govern the linkage between human brain and god machine. It may be illicit or stolen. The Adeptus Mechanicus would be most interested.
Either way, they're not going to know about it. This is inquisitorial evidence.
Quite so.
Where is this off-worlder, this Eisenhorn?
Oh god.
Arrest him.
Your face hadn't caught up with the scene
My
yet.
custodian.
You will be detained until...
No.
You need
I
a
am an
wash.
inquisitor of the God Emperor of Mankind, Ordo XENOS. I will cooperate in any investigation, but you will not and cannot detain me. Do you understand?
An Inquisitor? Thousands are dead. This desecration, the highborn of hubris, violated by a...
He really needs a wash.
A murderer. A follower of darkness who now lies dead under a plastic sheet on the
Surely you don't get dirty in cryosleep.
I mourn the great loss Hubris has suffered tonight. But if I had not been here at all to raise the alarm, who knows what catastrophe Eyclone may have wrought. Or even his overall ambition.
Eyclone, the recidivist? You must brief me on this entire event.
I shall prepare a report and bring it to you. I will have questions for you too. But you have plenty to deal with right now.
Just put a bolt pistol to his head and pull that
We made
trigger.
our way out. Bettencourt
Inquisitor?
presented the junior custodians
That's
with
cool
a
shit.
formal register of evidence to be stored for my inspection. The list included the casket and the bodies of Eyclone and his men. None would be tampered with or even searched until I had looked at them. Bettencourt made these requirements abundantly clear. We took Vibben with us. It looked as
Okay,
though we
then.
may have had to remain on Hubris for a week. Maybe longer if Carpel proved difficult. But the investigation could not wait. As soon as I returned to the gun cutter, I went to see Loic, our astropath.
The gun cutter is presumably this ship. I don't know if it's the name of his ship or like the class, but if it's the name, that's really, really kind of dull. Oh, I'm going to be scanning. But yeah, that's the opening of Eisenhorn XENOS. I'm fascinated by this game. And if if you've read some of the stuff on the site, then that probably won't surprise you. Oh, who are you? Independent servitor. But yeah, this is a fascinating game. We're definitely going to do more with it. So check back for that. That's GameDropZone.com. Let me know what you think. I'm always in the market for some opinions on the sort of surge in Warhammer games at the moment. It's fascinating. So let me know. That's GameDropZone.com, and I'll see you again.